Hi, I'm Marian Davis and I'm the Development Officer for Irrigation Management. This week is the final in our planting series of videos and we'll be focusing on irrigation of young plant cane. One of the most common queries we get, especially in winter, is should I water my cane again when it hasn't germinated? The first thing you should be doing if you're concerned about how your plant cane is emerging is getting a shovel and having a dig around. The main thing you want to see is if there is moisture around the billet. Looking at the top of the bed isn't really enough because water may have penetrated into the billet but not wet the top of the bed. So dig up some cane and check and see how the roots and shoots are developing. Also check how much moisture is around the set and the roots. If there's enough moisture there to form a ball so you can hold the soil together, don't re-irrigate it. You want to avoid watering wherever possible because the irrigation will cool down the soil even further and slow germination up even more. The other thing to remember is that small cane doesn't have much of a root system or crop canopy, therefore your crop water use is actually quite low compared to a fully mature crop that's growing rapidly. This graph is based on data from WaterSense, which is an online crop water use tool. It shows that a Burdekin crop planted in mid-April is still only using around 1 to 1.5 millimetres of soil water per day. That's the blue line. The green line is the crop water use, so you can see where the crop has been irrigated after planting and the soil profile fully filled up. As the crop grows, soil moisture is removed from the profile and there's a couple of higher spots where rain has added a bit more moisture back in. As the crop develops more of a canopy, which is the red line, it will start to use more water. At the same time, the root system should be expanding and accessing more of the available soil water. However, eventually you are going to need to water again. If you know the soil moisture holding capacity of your soil, it's actually possible to estimate when you will need to re-water. For example, if the soil holds 45 mils of readily available water and you have young cane that's only using around that millimetre or so a day, it's going to be around 45 days or something like 6 weeks until that crop will need watering again, assuming of course that the profile was fully filled with the initial watering. You can use the same process with overhead or trickle irrigation. In those cases, you should know how much water has been applied, for example 20 millimetres, and you can use that with the daily water use to estimate the next time to water. With young cane, the interval between irrigations is not as critical as it is with a rapidly growing crop. Extending the interval between waterings will force the roots to go further seeking moisture, and that will help set it up better for later in the season, so it'll have a more vigorous, robust root system. So finally, the things with irrigation of young cane to remember are that young plant cane really uses very little water, especially compared to a mature crop. Overwatering is more of a problem usually than underwatering, and by extending the irrigation intervals we can force the crop to put out a bigger root system which will access more water as it grows. If you want some more information on irrigation and crop water use, we have a fact sheet called Crop Water Use that's available on the BSES website. Thank you.